Week 11, Video 4. Namaskar. Professional neutrality in courtroom testimony. Standing in truth, not in team. The courtroom is not a battlefield. The expert does not fight for either side. Welcome back. In today's session, we turn to a space where linguistics meets the highest ethical expectation, the courtroom. When a forensic linguist steps into this space, they are not representing one party. They are not an advocate. They are not a strategist. They are an expert. And an expert belongs only to truth. Professional neutrality is not just a rule. It is an identity, a discipline, a duty. What does neutrality mean for a forensic linguist? Neutrality means your analysis cannot favor the prosecution or the defense. You work for the court, even if you were hired by one side. Your loyalty is to evidence, not to strategy. Your testimony should support clarity, not persuasion. A linguist who becomes emotionally invested in a side compromises scientific credibility. Neutrality preserves trust, on the other hand. The expert witness, a role built on objectivity. Judges rely on expert witnesses to interpret complexities they cannot analyze themselves. When you testify, your voice represents your discipline. That requires clarity, calmness, and intellectual honesty. You must explain methods, justify interpretations, and acknowledge limitations openly. Objectivity is demonstrated not just in what you say, but in how you say it. Let us look at a case reflection. The dangers of overconfidence in testimony. In an international case, a linguistic expert confidently declared authorship with absolute certainty in inverted commas. The method used did not permit such certainty. When cross-examined, the expert struggled to justify the claim. The court criticized this exaggeration. This incident becomes a lesson. Experts must never oversell conclusions. Humility is a part of neutrality. Certainty should match the method, not the ego. How to communicate linguistic evidence without bias? A neutral linguist uses language that is precise, measured, methodologically grounded, and transparent about uncertainty. Instead of saying that this writer is aggressive, the expert says that this text contains multiple lexical items associated with anger. Instead of saying that he intended to threaten, the expert says the collocation pattern suggests implied coercion. Neutrality lies in describing, not in judging. Handling cross-examination, staying calm, staying neutral. Cross-examination can be intense. Lawyers may challenge your expertise, your method, or your conclusion. They may try to push you into favoring their own side. Your neutrality protects you. When you stand firmly on evidence, you cannot be shaken. Calmness, clarity, and consistency are your anchors. You are there to inform, not to win. When both sides misinterpret your findings, sometimes neither side fully understands your interpretation. One may exaggerate what you said, the other may downplay it. You must gently correct both without showing irritation or alignment. You remain the center of equilibrium. Your job is to bring the focus back to the facts, not opinions. Ethical duty. acknowledging limitations openly. Every method, from stylometry to authorship analysis to semantic mapping, has its limits. Data may be insufficient, samples may be too short, the context may be quite unclear. A neutral linguist says this openly. Courts appreciate honesty. Limitations make your testimony stronger because they show scientific discipline. It doesn't show weakness. Respectful language, tone, and attitude in testimony. A neutral linguist maintains respect for the accused, the victim, the lawyers, the judge, and the whole process. Your tone must reflect your commitment to fairness. Avoid sarcasm, emotional language, or intellectual dominance. The courtroom is not a theater. It is a space of justice. Your voice must carry dignity. Let us look at a case reflection. When neutral testimony changed court perception. In a cyberbullying case, the prosecution insisted that the messages were obviously threatening. The defense claimed that they were obviously jokes. A forensic linguist presented a neutral analysis discussing context, collocations, discourse platforms, and digital norms. The judge realized neither side had interpreted the text properly. Neutral testimony brought clarity, not bias. This is the power of objectivity. The linguist's responsibility to the discipline. Every time a linguist testifies, they shape how the world views forensic linguistics. If they exaggerate, the field loses credibility. If they remain neutral, the field gains respect. Your neutrality is not only for the court, it is for every student, researcher, and expert who will follow you. Neutrality requires emotional discipline. Experts handle disturbing content, bullying, threats, suicide notes, abuse narratives, etc. It is natural to feel emotion, but neutrality requires emotional discipline. The linguist must analyze without becoming personally entangled. Compassion is good, bias is not. We must care for people without letting emotion influence our interpretation. Neutrality is not silence, it is strength. Thank you for engaging with this vital topic. Professional neutrality is the backbone of ethical forensic linguistics. It ensures fairness, protects the innocent, strengthens justice, and preserves the dignity of the discipline. In the next video, we explore ethical dilemmas and gray zones, the difficult questions where the right answer is not always straightforward. Thank you.